I'm Adam, and today I want to talk about this. This is the Sony Trinicon 2400 HVC video camera. My model says April of 1982 is when this was produced. It is a vacuum tube camera. Now, I'm playing some footage of what this camera shoots like behind me because I don't have this working yet, which is why I'm making this video. I'm going to try to get this working, and it seems pretty feasible for not much money. Now, let's talk about this camera a little bit. Ugh, this bad boy is a vacuum tube camera, which is super sick. It has a really cool ghosting effect. Can't shoot it at the sun or the vacuum tube will fry. Very, very cool. And it records straight into Betamax, which, because we live in the 21st century and it's no longer the reign of Betamax and VCR, has been quite the challenge to source one that isn't absurdly expensive. And seeing as I got this camera for free, I'm trying to invest as little money as possible to get it working. Now, this camera comes with a 14-pin K connector, or CCK connector, that was proprietary to Betamax. We'll see if I can get the camera to focus on that. And it's got these 14 pins. I'll put an insert. But it's got 14 pins inside. And it's actually pretty easy online to find a pinout for these guys. And it looks like it's just pretty standard composite video and 12 volt power in, 12 volt ground and positive, and then a composite video signal out, and then we have audio out as part of that. There's also audio in and video in for playback in the viewfinder in this camera. But it's got this very cool, totally removable viewfinder that has a eyepiece that you can literally lift up and you can see the mirror inside, which is pretty cool. So you can watch playback, or you could watch playback from your Betamax tapes that were in your Betamax on this originally. So it's got video in and out, audio in and out, power, and a couple of other kind of pointless stuff for me, but a lot of it had to do with Betamax playback. But the ones that I care about are video out, audio out, power, and ground. I'd like to try to get this pin out to composite and powered without mangling this K connector cable that's permanently attached to the camera. So I've been searching for a female end of the Betamax connector, and I have some leads. I found some on eBay for like 30 bucks, but it's like a full cable. So I'd have to like disassemble the whole cable, which would be not that bad really. But I'd have to like strip the cable down and make a connector that way. But very cool stuff. And I think I can get it done with a 12 volt drill battery, a very cheap composite video to HDMI unit, and some sort of external recorder, like a really cheap monitor that can record externally. Also, another option is to take that video signal and plug it into your computer and then capture it with OBS, which is probably what I'm going to do for my tests once I get it running. But long term, I'd love to be able to shoot, real stuff with this out on the go, because if it's running off a 12 volt drill battery, it's super mobile. But it's got a grip on the side. It's got power zoom. I'll scoot forward and get a close up on this. It's got an 11 to 70 zoom range with a section where you pull this tab out. It lets you move it over to macro. It's pretty close focus. It's like 0.8 meters. And then with that macro, I think that gives you an extra bit of focus range there. But it's got a powered zoom. It's basically just an old school camcorder, but it runs off vacuum tube and has a very, very, very cool effect. And the lens is like, looks totally clear. Lens looks great. Everything looks fine. The only thing that isn't working visibly on this is the foam shroud that used to cover the microphone has completely disintegrated. I mean, that does make sense. It's from 1982, and it's probably been sitting in a box for most of its life. Even if I can't get it working and there's some greater issues with the electronics inside, it's such a cool looking camera. I'm probably just gonna leave it as a shelf piece. I'll be home in a couple weeks, and that's when I'll start working on this. So I might upload this as a part 1 standalone for people to follow along, I guess. Thank you so much for watching. This is the first video on this channel, but I plan to do probably pretty similar stuff about cameras and photography and cinematography stuff. So if you like what you see, I mean, feel free to stick around.